I am back at it again with a new makeup look. This one is Terracotta and Rust. If you'd like to see how I got this look, please continue watching and let's have some fun. Alright, so to start off, I already have my eyelids primed with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and then I primed my skin using a combination of the Smashbox Radiance Primer and the Optical Illusion Primer from Urban Decay, so this one's more like their pore filling primer. So I'm going to go ahead and start on my eyes, and primarily I'm going to be using 3 different palettes. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette. I'm going to also be using the Wet n Wild Stop Playing Safe palette. And finally, the MAC 15 times Warm palette. So I'm going to start off by actually applying my highlight first. So I'm going to use the lightest color from the Rosé in the Air palette on a MAC 221. And we're just going to buff that underneath the brow and down into the crease. If my highlight shade doesn't have any shimmer, I like to bring it down just so the crease colors have even more to blend over. And this one's pretty invisible, and the Painterly Paint Pot is lighter than my skin anyway, so it's going to give me that highlighted effect. This look is going to be majorly matte, so I don't mind the highlight being more matte. And then to start building my crease, I'm going to take this peachier shade from the Stop Playing Safe palette, and I'm just going to use the same brush that I used for my highlight. And for this look, unlike my first one, I'm creating a much rounder shape with the crease. So just kind of like creating like a little arch or dome on my eye. So now with that same palette, the Stop Playing Safe by Wet n Wild, I'm going to take this kind of more reddish clay color. I'm going to take that on a MAC 217, so a slightly larger fluffy crease brush. And start adding in a little bit of depth. Like so. So now we're going to come back in with the Rosé in the Air palette. I'm going to start building up even more depth and warmth in my crease using these 2 shades here. So I'm just kind of taking my brush and going back and forth between those 2, pretty lightly, to pick up just a tiny bit of color. I love the Rosé in the Air palette. It's kind of Wet n Wild's answer to the Anastasia Modern Romance, and it's a 1/5 of the price. So I'm just taking a little bit of that transition color from the Stop Playing Safe palette and just buffing that over the edges to kind of bring the blend back. Very nice. To start my lid, I'm going to take this kind of bronzy shade from the Rosé in the Air palette, and that's just going to go all over the lid. And I want as much of that shimmer to kind of pop as possible, so I'm just going to take a little bit of toner. This is from Pacifica, and we're just going to press that in on the lid. Sehr gut. Same thing on the other eye. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And now for the center of my lid, I'm going to be taking a MAC, this is the Dazzle Shadow in Let's Roll. I'm pretty sure that they made this one permanent. It's just like a really nice shimmery kind of a rust color. And the Dazzle Shadows are a really unique formula. They have a really fine crushed pearl pigment in them, so they made a special brush for it. It's the 247. It's a really, really smooth synthetic fiber, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that. We're going to kind of pick up the color, mist it again, and just press that right in the center of the lid. I'm going to kind of build that up a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. 2 little layers of that. I really hope that is catching on camera, because it's really, really pretty in person. So now I'm going to go in and do my face, foundation, and bronzer, you know, highlight, that whole kind of a thing, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so for my foundation today, I used the Bare Pro powder from Bare Minerals. It's like a long-wearing full matte finish, and I'm in the color Sandstone, if you care. For my bronzer, I used Sun Power from MAC. It's their mineral bronzer. It's really, really similar to the Bare Minerals Warmth, which I just wanted to use the compact. And then for my highlight, I used the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Bar in Holly Goldhead, which I think was probably the original. So now I'm going to start building up my under eye color using pretty much just the 2 Wet n Wild palettes. So I'm going to start with Stop Playing Safe and that medium neutral kind of a brown. So I'm only bringing it about 1/3 of the way in. Then we're going to use that slightly warmer shade from the same palette. And this we're going to keep closer to the lash line. Now coming in with the Rosé in the Air palette, I'm really just going to focus on this color here. And we just tucked that one right against the lashes. For my eyeliner, I'm going to be using Raven PowerPoint Eye Kohl from MAC. And only doing about halfway through the eye. So I'm going to take that Let's Roll color and I'm just going to put that right in the center of my bottom lash line as well. And kind of drag it down like a tear. So it's almost like that little clown tear that you'll see sometimes on sad clowns. And again, I'm not really sure if it's showing up too much on camera. We'll see while I'm editing, but in person, it looks really good. And I'll have a full photo in my Instagram, linked below. So now I'm going to do mascara and pop on some lashes and brows, and I will be right back. Alright, and this is the finished look. I filled in my brows with my Velux brow pencil from MAC that I really like. And then the lip option I chose is Nutmeg from Bare Pro. It's their new lipstick line. And then I just lined that with Chestnut from MAC. So the Bare Pro lipsticks look like this. They're really, really small twist ups. It's a nice warm terracotta kind of a shade. And then Night Moth is a really deep plum. It's going to be this swatch right here. And it's just really pretty with this lipstick. Like when you first start to do it, it's not going to look great. You're going to look crazy. But then once you blend them in, they work really well together. So thank you guys for watching. And if you want to subscribe to my content, please do. I'm going to try to upload every week. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching.